All right, first Tuesday night training call of 2016. Super excited. I have a amazing guest on tonight, Erin O'Keefe. I spell her name right? Erin O'Keefe. Uh,
Whatever. I said I've been called worse. It's all good.
I was in a hurry. So, but I have to tell you, I didn't tell you this until live and in person, that when your name was very first announced, I told Jana, I think we were at lunch one day, and I said, I really want her on my Tuesday night training call, the Tuesday night before Super Saturday. And just by chance, and I was like, okay, so I was scared to ask you, have to be real.
What?
I was totally scared. And so, but you had messaged me and you had asked me, I'm sharing my testimony Friday night. And so I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to get brave. And so Sunday I got brave. And you're like, yes. And I'm like, yes.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Don't ever feel that way with me. No one's
I
allowed to feel that way with me, ever.
I was like, I want her on my call. I want her on my call the Tuesday night before. So I'm so excited that you're on
Oh,
it.
I'm honored. And I remember watching your first call, and I messaged Jana right away. I'm like, who is this Jessica girl? She's so cute.
I'm crazy purple hair girl. For a while I had red, now I'm purple. Who knows what's next? No, I'm so excited and just honored that you said yes. So thank you for saying yes.
My pleasure.
I want to start out like first. I want you to tell me. We were talking a little bit on an instant message and a little bit beforehand about how fast you went and how you did it. So just a little bit of okay, how fast did you get to Emerald, and maybe even go, hey, Senior Ruby, if you can remember how
Yeah,
fast you got to that, and then to Emerald, and
it
then
all went really fast. I was Kathleen Hepler's customer. I started in February of 2014, and after 2 weeks, I felt amazing. And I am like, I was in love. I fell in love with the comp plan. That's why I signed up. The products I loved, but I was a comp plan stalker. I was someone who totally believes in MLMs and direct sales. I'm not one of those people that was like, oh, I'm never doing network marketing. I'm like, I just got to find the right company. So with these products, and I knew no one in New York, and at least my area, none of my friends ever heard of it. And I'm like, I could be one of the first people, besides upstate where Christine and Kathleen are, I could be one of the first people to share this with my friends. And I had, direct sales background. So I kind of just transitioned from that company to this company with these brand new products, with this crazy comp plan, and hit the ground running. Um, it went really fast. In 2 weeks, I went silver, and then at 6 weeks, I double ranked in May. I ranked gold and senior gold in the same month, and then the following month, June, was ruby, and then senior ruby in July, and then emerald in September, which was at the 6 month mark, and then my 1 year at the 12 month, I hit sapphire, and I'm working towards diamond. So
wow, wow.
yeah.
Okay, so we all want to be like her. Uh, well, I'm already almost a year in, so I got to kind of get going. But I think that it's so super exciting, and that's awesome. And how do you think? What's? I know you said it was a blur, but and we talked a little bit. Did you reach out to every single person that you know?
Yeah.
Did you
From
chase after this? What did you do?
Well, from the beginning, I had no fear. I was not afraid of what people, except for a few people, like was afraid of how they would comment on my Facebook. But for the most part, I just believed in these products and I believed in this company. And I just thought everyone should be doing this. Um, I had really high PV my first month, and I just went like gangbusters trying to flip as many of them to be ambassadors. Um, so from there, every one of us, it was like silver was like the thing to do. And in June, I think it was June, we went in August, but Kathleen and I won the Silver Stars trip. So, I mean, I think I had 14 silvers in 1 month in my level 1 to 3. And everyone, it was just like this atmosphere we were creating of sharing this business and going silver and signing people and flipping customers. And it was just really fun. And I can't take credit all of it. I mean, I have amazing, strong level ones. I mean, my two best friends, Liza and Jody, and then my aunt Nora, we all hit the ground running and, never look back. And I just think, I kept saying to them, all right, I remember saying to Liza, all right, you're going gold. And she's like, leave me alone. I don't know what that means. And I'm like, no, you're doing it. And all of a sudden it happened. And I'm like, okay, I predict by this month you're going senior goals. And just giving her goals and giving them inspiration and telling them they could do it and how to do it was a big deal too. I'm also very numbers driven. I knew at all times what I needed to hit the next rank. So I was always looking at the number of people active and the number of people inactive and how many people we needed to sign to get to the next rank. And, it's definitely harder now with a larger team, but at the time it was so doable. A smaller team and those numbers that I had to have. So I was always looking at like that.
So you
But
stopped
yeah,
your back office.
Power of Three was like our thing to do. And that's what we did every month. We all signed three people every month. And it was crazy.
Wow. Wow, I don't know how fast you guys are writing. I'm writing pretty fast. So I love this. No fear. You had no fear. You
No
asked,
fear.
you talked to every single person. So you probably still had a chicken list. You kind of said that you still had some people you were afraid of. So you maybe
Definitely.
had a chicken list. All right. So you created the atmosphere. I love that you said that because I think that's so huge. Jana says it all the time. You have to create an atmosphere within your team. And that's
Hmm.
why your team pages are big and important to
Hmm.
create that atmosphere.
Yeah, the culture was to sign ambassadors. That was the culture we wanted, and that's the culture we created, and people were doing it. And it's exciting to see and help other people get started on their business. Another thing that I did right from the beginning, I went right to my uplines. Candy just hit diamond, Jana hit diamond, and I'm like, all right, I don't know what this means, but I need to know what you're making because I need to know what a diamond makes. Like if it's something really good, I'm gonna go for it. And of course, it was really a lot of money, and I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, that's what I'm doing. And I never was the type of person to say like, oh, she did it, but I can't do it. I was always like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it. That's just my personality. So that's something that I had in me before Plexus and competitive side of me and in a healthy way, but it was always like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it. Oh, Candy hit Emerald in 6 months, that's what I'm going for.
I love it. I love it. Goodness. And
Sorry, I keep moving around.
you're trying to get it stable.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that you stalked your back office. You knew your numbers at all times.
Hmm.
That is something that Jana has taught me as well, is to know, okay, it's the third of the month. Where were you at the third of the month? Or it's the fifth of the month.
Right.
Where were you at the fifth of the month? Last month, then you should be further ahead. Are you further ahead? And things like
Hmm.
that. So you knew exactly where you were. And that, and man, the atmosphere and the momentum and the power of three. Did you do contests? Did you do, or
I did. I did. And when I started, it was smaller contests. Was more in my budget range,
right?
and might have been an Alex and Ani bracelet, and then it got up to a $50 gift card, and then $100. And the month I was going Emerald, I swear I spent $4 million trying to like go Emerald. But I just wanted to just I don't know. It was exciting. I do contests. I still do contests. Here and there, not as much as I used to, but it's harder because when you're so deep, like now, I've level 7, 8, 9, 10. It's hard to do contests all the time.
Wow, that is super exciting. I know we have some people who are just jumping on, so hopefully you'll watch the recording. We talked about how she's moved quickly, and we're going to get into tonight's topic about really just multiplying, because it sounds like that's exactly what you did. I mean, we're all kind of adding. We're adding, and I'm pretty steady, but shoot, I'd like to multiply. I'd like those numbers to multiply, right?
Yeah,
I want to double rank. Come on, let's
I
go see
know. So
Golden
fun.
Ruby all in one month. So I really want to. I don't think I introduced myself. I'm Jessica McCormick, and it says Jana Garcia. It's not me. I use her account, and I'm a gold ambassador of Plexus Worldwide, soon to be senior gold. So I'm working on that. And like I said, I want to double rank. I want to go Ruby too. Let's do it.
Do
So
it.
we want to talk tonight about how to multiply and really how to do it right so that you have a stable team. So I have a couple questions for you. I prepped you
Yeah,
with some. I may throw some in there, and that's just the way I roll.
no problem.
That I didn't prep you with. All right. So when talking to someone about Plexus, Do you mention becoming an ambassador like first thing? Do you say, they say, hey, what is Plexus? How much does it cost something? Do you mention immediately becoming an ambassador?
My philosophy on this has definitely changed over the last year and a half. And at first, I never did. I've had a couple people that signed up in the beginning with me that I didn't even know that they were going to sign up. I opened my email and I had a new level one, and I'm like, hey, you could have told me. But for the most part, I made everyone a customer first. And now I've changed a little bit to where it depends on their needs. If I think that someone has zero interest in being an ambassador, I really don't talk about it, but I always plant a seed in the beginning. So I say, if you love it, I think you'd be amazing at this. I would love to have you on my team, and you could share your website with all your family and friends. And, so I plant the seeds in the beginning, and then you check in with them in a couple weeks. How are things going? See if they're happy, of course, all that stuff. And then the goal is to obviously flip your customers. And it really depends on the person. And I'll give you an example of something that just happened. I just signed a new level one. I don't know if she's on. Her name is Sheila, and she said she was going to be a customer. She was going to do the 30-day challenge. And then right after, I don't mean to embarrass her if she's on, but then she said to me, I have a lot of Christmas bills. I really want to try, but give me a couple months. I'm like, well, then why don't you sign up and share it with your friends, and you could try the products at wholesale while you're trying to make some money to pay off your bills. And I mean, this little go-getter signed up. I thought she'd like take a couple weeks to even like share her website. She's got her customer group running. She did it all tonight. Like she was so self-sufficient. So it really depends on the person. And some people I know will never want to be ambassadors, and that's okay. But I do try to talk about it a little bit with everybody.
Awesome. So, because I've met some people who are diamonds, and they're like, I just lead with, you should join from.
Well, the thing is with me, my story is my business testimony. I don't have this amazing weight loss story like you have. I feel amazing. I feel healthy. Like I haven't even had a sniffle in a year. But my real true testimony is my business testimony. So that's what I talk about the most. How this business has changed my life, because as life changing as the products are, the business is as life changing too. So that's where my story is. That's kind of my catch, and that's mostly where I sign people.
That makes sense. I mean, that makes complete sense.
But of course, that wasn't like that in the beginning, because I didn't have that business testimony in that very beginning. So that's definitely evolved.
I love that you joined for the comp plan. I hear so many people joined for, I did too. So many people, I needed to lose weight, obviously, but I joined for the comp plan. I needed to be home with my babies. So a lot of people join for that discount. And all right. So when they decide to join, what are the very first steps, like the very first things you do when they decide to join?
The very first things I do with them? I want them, I always walk them through the process. I want to make sure they know how to sign up. Choose a welcome pack, backup order on, choose a website. So I think that's really important, is don't just say, go click join Plexus and get grab a welcome pack. You have to walk them through the steps. And then they will, in turn, when they sign someone, they will duplicate that. I think that's really important. I hope anyways.
Phone, or do you do it text?
For the most part, I do it on the phone or in person.
Wow.
Every now and then, I send messages, but for the most part, it's on the phone or in person.
Okay.
I have notes over here. That's why I'm looking over here. I really want them, first of all, getting to their website, especially if they weren't a customer first. I want them playing around. I want them learning retail versus preferred, and I want them logging into their back office just to see what that looks like. It's pretty much a blank slate when they first start. There's no customers, there's no downline, but at least to get back there and see the back office and, what it looks like and how to order new products and that kind of stuff. So that's what I do with them first.
Do you encourage them to go silver as quick as possible, or does it depend on if they're wholesale or not? Or
I mean, I have that written down in later, but sorry. Yeah.
I'm getting ahead. Okay. You're like, just okay.
Slow down.
All right. What if they join for the discount? Do you do things different?
I do. For example, I had a very long time customer. She was only on Slim for a very long time, and then she wanted to sign up. She wants her husband on the product. So I'm like, all right, we're going to get you wholesale. We're going to make you an ambassador. And, what I did with her was she was already set up as a customer. She already knew how to take the products. She already knew, she already tried a couple different products. So it wasn't coaching her as much. But now I wanted her to get into the back office and learn how to shop her own products. And, of course, auto qualification, what that means. But if someone never tried the products before, I would treat them like a customer. Your ambassadors are also your customers, so you want to make sure they're taking their products, they're feeling good, and then if they're ready, I always remind them, hey, you have this website. You can tell your friends and family about your website, and then you can make a little bit of money back. So you always want to mention the business side, and we've seen so many people on our team, and I mean, you say it, almost every Diamond Doc. I signed up for wholesale, so you never discount them. You always want to keep them in your team groups and business minded, and when they're ready, they'll go. And I've seen it on my team. This one girl sat as a wholesale ambassador maybe for 6 to 8 months, and now she's almost gold. So it's when she was ready to work the business, she worked it.
And they usually will see people that joined at the same time they did, and they'll see them
Hmm.
ranking up and going, hey, wait a minute. And that's what
Right.
I've noticed from the different ones. So
Absolutely.
you add them to all your team group, you add them to everything.
I don't, not the wholesales.
Okay.
I mostly just put them in my team group and maybe Kathleen's, who's my direct upline. I
So
don't want to overwhelm them.
right, right. I do the exact same thing. I put them in
Hmm.
my team group. I don't usually put them in Rockin'. And some I do, some I don't. I kind of know, you fill them out
Exactly.
and you'll know, hey, this one is probably going to do the business later, so I'm going to go ahead and expose her to this.
Right.
So
Yeah, and you
that's
never
perfect.
know with a wholesale person, they might just be signing up for wholesale, and if they have a competitive spirit and they see these people around them going silver, or if we're doing PV shout outs, they're like, hey, I want my name in lights. You just never know.
Mm-mm. You really don't. You really don't. All right. So, can you list what we need to do in the first 5 days after they join?
Well, number one, log into your back office and get to know it. And then I really, a lot of us do customer groups. So if people are ready to set up a customer group, I think that's really important. If they're just going to post on their Facebook wall, that's fine too. But get them a coming out post. And Candy, a few months back, shared some really great coming out posts. Like, I've been watching my friend for 6 months, blah, blah, blah. I've decided to take the pink drink plunge. So to kind of get them with their first post. And to that's always the scariest part for them. My girl tonight was fearless, which was great. But for most people, it's scary to make that first post because they're afraid they're going to be judged. But to coach them to do that first post. And then for me, because this was my drive, I want people to learn the comp plan. How do you get paid? You know, what are the different ways to get paid, customers, and then building a downline. I think education on that compensation plan is so big because people don't even understand the kind of money that we can make.
Yeah, it's true. So, how do you educate them? I mean, do you throw them to YouTube or do you?
Yep. Sonia Dudley's my favorite comp plan video right now.
I agree. I agree because it walks you through and it explains such. If you've not seen that, if you're watching this and you haven't seen it, go YouTube it after the call because it's definitely one that you have to watch, and it'll really help you just grasp our comp plan because it is confusing, and we say that all the time. It's confusing, but I think that's a great thing for it to be so confusing, because we
Absolutely.
get paid so many different ways. So watch it
Mhm.
and you'll understand it. You'll be like,
Yep.
oh, I get it.
No, I get it.
All right. Was that 5? Did you list all 5?
No, that's coming in question number 6.
Oh, okay.
You said my first 5 days, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So by the first, so this is so important for me because once they hit that 30-day mark, I feel like they're good. It depends on, I mean, whether they're wholesale or not. So we'll kind of break it up.
Right.
But say they sign up for the business, they've been in for 30 days. Like in the beginning, when they sign up, well, do you have goals? You set goals with them. Where do you want them to be? in those 30 days? And how do you help them get there? And just what do you want them to do? What do you do with them in the first 30?
I just, first of all, want to get them engaged. I want them, getting in those team groups and interacting and, commenting on each other's posts. I think that's really important. Product wise, I think it's important for them to learn one thing or one line about every product. When someone says, "Hey, what's ProBio?" They have a one liner for it. Um, and then I really like this duplicatable system. It's make a list. We talk about your list of 100. Start sharing. So you're going to take that list of 100 and you're going to start telling people that you're doing this and sharing the products and sharing the business. Then the follow up. The step number 3 is follow up. And then you're going to close the deal with them. And then you're going to train them, whether they're a customer or an ambassador. And then you're going to repeat. You're going to go back to your list. You're going to share plexus. You're going to follow up, close. It's like a big cycle. And you should always be adding to your 100 list. I'm always adding to mine. I'm always meeting new people, and I'm like becoming Facebook friends with them. So now they go on my list. And maybe it takes 6 months before I even talk to them about it, but they're always in the back of my mind.
I love it. I think that's so important. And then you just repeat. You just repeat your cycle.
Yeah, it's a system. Yeah. And that way you can very easily keep track of that. And when someone says no, guys, let me tell you, it doesn't mean no. It means not right now. And I know this personal experience because I'm sure you all heard it half a million times if you're on my team. I was in Kathleen's group. She kept putting me in and I kept taking myself out. So I thought she was crazy. My brand new ambassador, Sheila, I just said to her, well, first of all, I put her in my customer group, and then she didn't block me as a Facebook friend, but she blocked my customer group. And now 21 months later, here we are, right? So I said to her, I'm like, just because people aren't going to buy from you the first night doesn't mean they're not watching. It took you 21 months and you blocked my Facebook group. So she's like, oh, yeah, good point.
Wow.
I wish she's not on. I'll totally embarrass her. I'm sorry. But
Wow.
so you make a list, and then when they say no, don't cross them off the list, just not right now. And then you're going to go down the list and continue to share. And then I have a chicken list. I have those people that you're really afraid to share this business with and afraid of what they're going to say, but you eventually get to them.
Yeah, I've kind of started my chicken list, kind of. Janice, like, you have a chicken list? Yes, I have a chicken list. I think everybody does. I mean, they at least have some people on a list, whether I'm pretty bold, but
Mm-hmm.
I still have a chicken list. I think it's so important, though, that we continually add to that list, like you said, because, I mean, you've been in for 21 months and I've been in for almost a year. So you have to continually add. And I'm always adding friends on Facebook. I'm looking for people that I know that I'm just not friends with yet. I'm always adding. I'm always trying to meet new people. I think that's so important.
Absolutely.
So when you reach out to these people, what do you say and how do you do it? Are you sending that cold instant message? What are you?
No, I never do. I never have sent a cold message. I've always personalized it. And I don't have everyone ask me, what do you say to this person? Every single person is different. And this is where that 4 Colors book comes in. And if you haven't read it, it's for Big Al Schreider's The Color Book, MLM. I don't even know the title. I'm so bad. But I have it on my Kindle. So you have to know people's personalities. So if someone is, a red and they are money driven and they're prize driven and recognition driven, you're not going to say, well, you can really help a lot of people, because they're not, I'm sure that makes them feel good, but that's not their motivation. And if someone's a yellow and they're like that really big helper person, you're not going to be like, oh, Alexis, because they're going to be like, I just want to help someone feel good. So you have to learn how to talk to people and tune into their needs. So, and also I talk a lot about the 3 W's of Plexus, so weight, wealth, and wellness. So if you have someone who's a size 2, you're not going to go up to them and be like, oh my God, I got this really great weight loss product for you, because you're an idiot. So you have to learn what that person needs. Maybe that size 2 is suffering from debilitating headaches, and that's when you share the wellness side. Or that mom that wants to stay home with her babies, that's when you share the compensation plan side. So you have to learn what each person needs, and that takes, interpersonal skills and relationship skills.
Absolutely. I think that's so important, and that book is definitely something that has helped me. I need to read it again this year. That's my goal, is read it again. I
Mhm.
don't think you can read it too many times. Just to refresh on it. I think it's so important that you don't send that cold message. I
Mhm.
agree with you. You have to really be personal. And how you can know some of those things, guys, is if you post, because I'll post like, hey, my top 5, and I'll post it on my regular page, my top 5 people, and recognize them. If somebody likes that who is not Plexus, you're like, So
Yeah,
you really,
totally.
yeah, they like that recognition. And so when you reach out to that person, you
Mhm.
can reach out with that in mind. If they're liking
Exactly.
something or commenting on something that's a weight loss, or I mean, you can really just start to read people and learn
Absolutely.
what to go. So that is something that I'm still learning, but I'm getting there, for sure. All right. So the top 5 things we should do to set up our new ambassadors. My goal in life. I say this when I had 35 employees and a really big, huge job before I came to Flexus. And my goal with my employees every single day was, I want to set you up to win. So I'm going to
Mhm.
do everything that I can in my power to set you up to win. And so I know that we want to do that for our ambassadors as well. So what are your top 5 things that we can do to set our ambassadors up to win?
All right, you gave me 5, but I just can't stick to 5.
Okay. How many did you do? Did you like?
Okay. Number one, I think the most important thing is you have to establish your why. This is your sounding board. This is where you're going to go every single day. Why did you sign up for Plexus? Do you want to pay off a huge credit card debt? Do you want to leave your job that you hate? Do you want to just make $100 to pay for your products? Whatever your reason is, figure it out. And it'll change. My why has changed 5, 6 times since I started. It started with, I wanted to make $1,000 to help pay for daycare, and it is now switched to, I want to, I was able to leave that job I wasn't happy in, and then it's to, I want to see my teammates feel successful and have this financial freedom that I feel, and I want them in Hawaii with us. So your why continues to change, but you have to have one. You have to know why you're doing this. Because on days that are not good, you lose a customer, you lose an ambassador, you're on hold with customer service for 2 hours. Those your why is going to keep you in this business, and it's going to keep you going. So have that and know that. I said your 100-person list. That is a huge deal to always have that, working with that. I think it's important to start sharing right away. And this is a comfort level thing. And I always tell my people, if you're not comfortable, you do not have to. But when you're ready, you could be helping people while you're developing your own story. And maybe it works for someone 10 times better than it does for you. That means you've helped them. And imagine you didn't share that with them. And I don't just mean sharing the product, I mean sharing the business too. So when we share Plexus, we share the product and the business. And to share both is really important. So start sharing right away. Um, I said education on the comp plan. I just think that is so huge. I don't think people understand what residual income is and how you get it. And the residual income that can happen with this company will just blow your mind. I mean, you go to sleep and you make money. You go to work, you go to a beach and you make money. You go and I was on a cruise last week. I made money, and it's just amazing. Professional and personal development. So learning the products, going and watching videos, going in the file sections of our team groups and reading. Just learning as much as you can, being on these calls, going to events as much as possible. Interacting in groups, I think, is huge. Finding your power partner. I think that is such a big one. Find your running mates and you run with them and you become accountable with each other. You dig each other out of bad days. You congratulate each other. You cheer each other on. But finding a power partner is huge. And, I'm lucky because my two best friends are my two strongest legs. And it's just so fun to do it with them and see them be so successful. So that's fun. And go silver. I know you wanted me to say that. I think going silver immediately should be everyone's goal. You can find 3 people to join with you. And then there you go. Now you have your first 3 people to work this business with. So you use your 100 list. Out of 100, you can find 3 people to sign up with you, guaranteed. So I think that's really important. And I know I'm past 5, but now I can't even read my own writing. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. You have to be consistent in your business to build credibility. If you're posting for a week and then you take a week off and then you post again for 2 days and you take 3 days off, your audience is going to be like, how good could this possibly be? How how much could she possibly love if she, oh yeah, there she is again. I forgot about her. It must not be that great. She hasn't posted in a month. To build credibility, you have to be consistent in your business and work it every day. And maybe you're not a Facebook poster, but then at least use your 100 list and reach out to people every single day. So I think, I've seen it a lot where people take time off and then they try to come back, and it's hard. It's hard to make that comeback when, you've lost a little bit of credibility with your audience when you stop sharing.
I think that's huge. I think that right there is huge. I think that is something that we really need to all get to where we're consistently posting, we're consistently sharing about the business, to where if somebody hears Plexus from somebody else, they know, hey, go to Jessica. She's the Plexus lady. Or if
Right.
somebody says, hey, I am having gut issues, and they're like, hey, call Jessica because she can help you with, she has Plexus,
Right.
I mean, I have people do that who will send people to me, and I'm like, you could do this and you can make the money off of them, but okay. So but I think that's so important that we consistently post, and not just I say not just once a day. The ebbs and flows of Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and some people in the beginning, before I really studied Facebook, I was like, okay, I'm not going to post 17 times a day, but now I probably do, because here's the thing: not everybody is on at the exact same time, and so
Right.
your newsfeed, their newsfeed, it all looks different. So they're not
Exactly.
going to see all 17 posts. They may
Mm-hmm.
see your 2 posts for that day, and they may even see just one. It
Right.
depends on when they're on. So
Right.
post, post,
Yeah.
post.
It's this amazing free tool that we have, It's just, you can reach hundreds of people in one little click, and it's great. So, I mean, most of us built our business on social media.
Absolutely. And I think integrity is huge. And you talked about just that consistency. So that I really think that builds integrity too with
Yeah.
the company, with you and the company. They know that, hey, she's really in this. She really
Mhm.
is committed to this. And I think I know integrity matters because I had several people that posted before Dewana did, and they had integrity. I love them to death, but they really didn't respond to me when I asked questions. But
Right.
then when Dewana did it, and she posted, first of all, I thought she was hacked, and she's the busiest person I know. But
Uh-huh.
then she was not hacked, and she actually told me, "Hey, this is how much Jana makes," and she showed me the compensation plan, and so that I was like, "I'm in." All
Mhm.
there. What do I have to do? Where do I sign? How much do I pay? Let's do it. Let's run
Right.
in.
Right.
And so I think that sharing is huge, because what if she wouldn't have shared? What if she
Right.
wouldn't have shared immediately? Because her and I joined the same day.
Okay.
So her and I joined the exact same day, because she went Fast Start Goals, so that was her goal.
Right.
But what if she wouldn't have immediately shared? You
Right.
know?
Exactly.
Like,
And then
we
you
got a
wouldn't
big
have
thing
this
here.
business that you're loving, and she's helping you reach your dreams of staying at home with your kids.
Absolutely. And I think that we forget, I say this almost every call, but we forget that we have such a gift in our hands. And if we don't share, we're just holding it going, my gift.
No,
You
I
know,
know.
it's like my
So
gift.
selfish not to share this.
It
I
really
mean, I have the mindset where I truly believe everybody should be doing this. So that's why it's easy for me to talk to people about the business side, because I just think it's great for everybody. You know, who doesn't need more money? I don't care how much money you have to begin with. If you don't want the money yourself, give it away.
It's true. I love it. So you just really have no fear. I mean, do you just talk about plexus all the time? Do you bring it up in conversation?
I don't. No, I don't. I'm not a verbal vomit plexus person. My goal truly is to form relationships with people. And then slowly, Plexus is part of my life. So they will slowly learn after they become friends with me that this is what I do and this is what the products do and this is what the business do. Just for an example, my daughter started gymnastics last year. It was 2 days a week. There was the same mom group, and I never talked about Plexus with them. But for 6 months, I spent time saying hello at first. Oh, what do you do? Making small talk. Then you form relationships. And then I slowly added them to Facebook, and then I would wear a Plexus t-shirt. Now, this is all like planned a little bit in my head, but I never wanted to be like that, blah. But it's part of my life. So if you're going to be my friend, you're going to know this is part of my life, just like my kids are, and my husband is, and my house is, that kind of stuff. But I slowly introduce it. And then, last year it took me 8 months, but one of the moms signed up as an ambassador and the other one as a customer. So it takes time, build relationships, build their trust. And, when they're ready to share their migraines and the fact that they can't pay their bills with you, that's when you have the answer for them.
Absolutely. I love it. You're like, I don't vomit Plexus on people.
I don't.
I love it because I think it's so important, again, with integrity. You really have to build those relationships. And we talk all the time about building genuine relationships.
Right.
And when you're building, because we can build relationships on Facebook, we really can.
Mm-hmm.
You can comment on people's things, you can like them, you can really build a rapport with people. And I think, again, it has to be genuine. It really has to be genuine. You really have to read what they wrote. You have to really comment something genuine, not your kid is so cute if their kid is not cute. I mean, so you have to, if you're not going to pray, don't say praying. I mean, just really honestly be genuine and be yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think that the best thing about Plexus people, and one of my favorite things, is be encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you're encouraging to me, and I'm like on your side. I'm on Janet. We're like cousins or something. I don't know.
Sideline sisters.
So I think that that's huge. Being encouraging to really everybody that you come in contact with in life. When you do that, people are going to gravitate to you. People
Absolutely.
are going to run to you.
Exactly.
And that's what I've seen personally is, the weight loss helps because people run to me because of that as well. They're like, okay, how did you do that? I want some of that. But the genuineness of it, I think, is huge. And the building relationships is huge.
Right. Absolutely. And when people love you and trust you and are comfortable with you, they will join you, whether it's as a customer or an ambassador. And it's just how it is. It's one common thread you see in a lot of jewels is that they have a lot of people love them,
It's true. I think and again, that's where we go back to post positive things on Facebook. Don't post negative things on Facebook.
That's foot forward. Yeah. You're creating your image, your brand. I don't care what kind of day you had. If you had a bad day, go tell your best friend in a private message, So if someone's like, oh, I really, really, want to buy Plexus from Betty, but Betty's like saying how she had road rage and almost ran someone over. Well, now they're going to go to someone else because, it's just, if you don't think it happens, it really does, I swear.
No, it really does. And if you're like, oh, I don't feel good. We get sick. I'm not saying we don't. But if you're blasting that every 3 days, they're going to be like, what's the point of playing?
Oh, yeah. Go Plexus. We're so healthy.
Like, bye-bye. So, they're not going to call you. So I think it's so important that, now, I've posted things like, oh my gosh, this day is so cray. And I'll say, this and this and this, but then I turn it. I'll flip it. But I'm so thankful for this, and this happened, this positive thing happened too.
Exactly.
So I think it's so important that you can save money, like, oh my gosh, this day, but then you need to flip things.
Right.
I think that's so huge that you be positive in every
Absolutely.
way possible.
People want to join someone that's fun and exciting. You don't want to join someone who's always in a bad mood.
No, especially because you're going to have to talk to that person. You're going to really want to help them build their team, and
right.
No grumpy guts, right?
Exactly.
All right. So if there are 3 things that you could tell us, this is not on the question list.
It's all right. I know what I'm doing.
All right. If there are 3 things that you could tell us that you would get, if you could sit down and grab our faces and just tell us, do this, because I'm a rule follower, so I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. And if there are 3 things that you could just grab us, a hold of us, and tell us, hey, these are 3 takeaways that you need to go home, or if you're already at home, do it right now.
All right. Number 1, your why, always. Number 2, have an unwavering belief in this company, the products, the comp plan, whatever it is. Have an unwavering belief, and that's one common thing throughout so many jewels is they believe wholeheartedly in this company. So when someone tells me, Plexus is this, is something negative, be like, no, it's not. So I never let any negativity come into my life when it comes to Plexus. So unwavering belief, confidence in yourself. The third thing we already talked about, consistency in your business. Starting and stopping is hard work. I've worked on my vacations, and it's not like I'm spending 2 hours away from my family. It's 5 minutes in the morning, making a post, following up with a customer. And I think having a system too, like we talked about that system I mentioned earlier. If you're a systematic person like I am, I'm a list maker, like having a system instead of just winging it, making lists of people and then, check marks or whatever to, depending how you're doing with them.
I love it. I love the consistency. I mean, we say it, goodness, I think I've heard it on every call I've watched.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen it I think I say it on every single call that I do. Consistency really is huge because you just said it. It's so hard to start and stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to start and stop. And even over the holidays, man, my life was insane. Ask Jana, I haven't seen her in forever because my life's been insane.
Mm-hmm.
With church, my husband's a worship pastor. I've just been busy. But I consistently posted. And I had a lot of family pictures, obviously, but that helped me because I could offset it with a whole bunch of Plexus. Here go Plexus. And, and I had almost 200 people like one of my photos. And if you know anything about Facebook, that immediately boosts my page.
Yes.
And so that immediately boosts what I post. And so, hey, I was like, Plexus, so because I was boosting it. So if I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have taken advantage of that automatic boost that I got.
Exactly.
On Facebook. So it really is, like you said, hard to start and stop. So really be consistent, consistently reach out to people, consistently talk to people about Plexus. Consistently, I think you have to on purpose build relationships. Don't you think?
On purpose. You have to intentionally build relationships. And don't do it because you want a new ambassador or you want to get someone signed up. Do it with the right heart. Do it with the right attitude of, I truly want to make a new friend. And if she needs this, I'm going to be here for her. Whatever aspect, weight, wealth, or wellness. And if you use the right heart, like we always talk about servant leadership in Plexus, it's going to come automatically. You're not going to have to get people. You're not going to have to try to get someone into this, it just comes automatically.
And be genuine. Because I say on purpose, and purposefully build relationships, but be genuine in your purpose. I think that's huge too. And not because if somebody, I think it was Celeste who was talking about that person, somebody asked her out to dinner and she was so excited about it. And it was really a big MLM presentation, right? And she was like, really? She could have really brought her out to dinner and it built that relationship and it could have ended up different.
Exactly.
And so it's huge to build those intentional relationships. Don't just post on Facebook, hey, come with me Friday night to this event when you've really not ever talked to this person.
Ever. Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
So you have to build the relationship and it goes both ways. It's huge. That is huge. My goodness. I don't know about you guys, but my notes, I have a lot of notes. We have some questions. Man. So let's get to those. Okay. What was the name of the YouTube about the comp plan? It's just, if you'll just search Sonia Dudley and compensation plan, I don't know the name of it.
Yeah. If you just search that, it'll pop up.
Yeah. I may have missed this, but do you think it's necessary to make a business page for Plexus, or do you just use your regular page to post on?
That's a personal opinion. I mean, I see, Sarah Marble has a business page and she uses Plexus on her personal wall. I have a private customer group for testimonies, and then I post on my personal wall. It's business pages are it's more of a tough Facebook algorithm than anything.
Yeah.
Hard, they don't pop up unless someone likes them, and it's hard to get people to like them. So I say start with your personal wall.
Yeah, I agree. Business pages, if you, like she said, if you know anything about Facebook, here lately they really have kind of shut them down. And really, you have to pay to play, is kind of the way it is. So you have to pay money really to get your business page going. So I really say personal wall, create customer groups. If you don't know what a customer group is, we do have a training on that, and we can get you to that. But it's definitely something that helped me build my team for sure. All right. Next question. What if you recognize that the culture on your team isn't what it needs to be? This is a good question.
Okay,
What
so
steps can you take to change it?
yeah, I think this is a great question.
I do too.
Number one, the business is about your downline, not your upline. So if your upline or sidelines don't have the culture you want, it's time for you to build a downline and build the culture that you desire. So I'm not saying break away from your upline, because of course you still want to be in their group, but start your own culture. Plexus was brand new to New York. We had no idea what we're doing. We built our own culture here, all of us. We we were also following Amy and Candy and Jana, but it's about your downline. So if you have one person in your downline, you're their leader, and you're going to start building the culture with them. And if you have no one, now it's time to start finding people to build the culture you want. So don't worry about your upline, worry about your downline.
So what if you're starting to build a culture, but it's just not exactly the culture
Go
you
find new people.
Okay.
I'm telling you, because listen, you're going to sign up 10 people, and one person is going to want it the way you want it. And that's just numbers. That's just direct sales, period. That's not just Plexus. So if you sign up 3 people and 3 people are not that motivated, you need to go find some more people. And then look at yourself too. Like, am I a happy person? Am I an excitable person? Am I a positive person? Am I pouring love into my team? Am I treating people the right way? Am I encouraging people? So look at yourself also, and then look at the people that you have. And if they're can't say, like I hear all the time, I can't motivate my team. Go find more teammates. That's it.
I love it. It's so like straight and to the point. Go find more.
Yep.
I really do love that. And I think it's important. I'm sure you agree to communicate. Communication is important. But you have to remember, some people I communicate more with than I do others, because some people need more and they really have that personality that needs more touch.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't. So you just kind of, again, goes back to that personality book, and really have to learn um, who's on your team and what they need from you. And if you're giving them what they need, you're going to help create that culture, because they're going to do that to their downline.
Right. Yeah. So also, are you training them? Did you do everything you could in your power to train them? And listen, you might have, and they still might not be motivated, and that's okay. There are people out there who want what you want. You just got to find them.
I love it. You're like, just add more people.
Yeah. Go find more. They're out there.
I love it. I love it. You're like, okay, just add another one. Okay. Let's look. They're saying, thank you, thank you. It says, what YouTube did you say was good in training? I don't remember what we were talking
What's that?
It says, what YouTube did you say was good in training?
That was the comp plan one,
Yeah,
right?
it was the comp plan one.
Sean said, are there any books on network marketing? I think a great one to start with, 2 to start with, For Your Career, and now Sarah Marble's in it, which is so cool. I think that's the one she's in, right?
Mm-hmm.
She just posted it. And then Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins gives you those basic skills. I also, my first one that I read was Eric Worre, GoPro in 90, because that was really intense. Like I really wanted that, really fast start. So it's combining those skills with your love of plexus, your belief in plexus, and your love of people is what's going to be the winning combination.
Absolutely. And I think you have to do everything. You sound like Erin, like you did everything on purpose. You really had a purpose. Now, you were genuine, obviously, about building relationships and really growing your team genuinely, but you had a purpose. And I think a lot of times we can walk through life and really not do things on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay, like
totally.
here, I'm going to post this on Facebook because my friend Sally posted that. So I'm just going to copy and paste and post.
Right,
And
right.
not really doing things on purpose, not thinking, hey, when I had my scroll time today, I saw that so-and-so needed to lose weight, so I'm going to post a weight loss one. Or so-and-so said, I have a headache, so I'm going to post a
Right.
headache one. So
Absolutely.
you really have to do everything with purpose.
Absolutely.
I mean, everything, even when you're not on Facebook, when you're walking at church, when you're walking at
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, really do everything with a purpose.
Yeah,
So important.
I agree. I've actually never looked at myself like that, but I guess you're kind of right. Like I set out to do this. I set out to be a plexus diamond and to share plexus with people, and I purposely did those things. I didn't even realize I did. Thanks.
You did. You really did. And you seem so driven. I mean, to get where you are now, I mean, you had to have been driven. So, I mean, it's so important to really walk with that purpose and then to be driven behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we want the consistency, but we're not going to be consistent if we're not 1,000% in and believe in it.
Right.
Like you said
And
earlier.
and to realize that I have all the same setbacks you guys have. I lose customers, I lose ambassadors, I get 60-day money back guarantees. I have all the same problems you have. I probably have more. They say the higher rank you are, the more failure you've had, the more rejection you've had. I get rejected all the time. I don't let it bother me. That's the difference. I just continue to believe and I pick up and I move on. Last month, at the beginning of maybe end of November, beginning of December, I signed who I thought was going to be my next emerald, and she quit in 2 weeks. And I could have been like, oh, plexus, oh, these products, oh, so, but I was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna go find someone else, and you can't let the setback get to you. You have to pick yourself up and move on. And I find, like, especially when looking on my team, the people that have become pretty successful are the ones that have overcome difficulties in their life before plexus came into it. So they have the mental strength to, whether it's loss of a parent or a divorce or whatever, they've had other challenges in life to get through. And so that's what they automatically came into plexus with the mental toughness that they needed.
I think that's huge too because you're not going to give up. Hey, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
lose 2 pounds in a week, so I'm going
Right,
to give up. No, 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 you didn't gain 2 pounds.
right.
You got to stay consistent with the product, just like you have to stay consistent with
Mm-hmm.
this. But I
Yeah,
think it's huge, and I think it was Leslie Zann. If you didn't go to her training, go next time she has one because she is
she's
fantastic.
awesome.
Oh my gosh. And so she was talking about don't get too high and don't get too low. So like you lose a customer and you're like, oh, and then don't
Uh-huh.
go, hey, this is my next, like you said, like so excited, like putting all your eggs in that basket
Right,
to where you're so high, which sounds like you didn't, but you're so high that you just fall when they don't work out.
right. And
I
you
think that's
can't.
so important.
You can't. I just saw another question. How many first levels do you have? How many total on your team? How long have you been in plexus? All right. I started February of 2000, March 2014, so about almost 2 years. I have maybe 45 level ones, and about 30 of them are working. And total on my team, I mean, the number is different than the active, So you have a certain number, and then those white lines, and then some people act. So I mean, I have over 2,000 on my team, but they're not all active or working, and that's okay.
Yes, it is. Like you said, just get more,
Yep,
just get more people.
that's it.
I love it. I love it. Well, we don't have any more questions. Do you have anything else before? Oh, we want to talk about Friday. Friday night, guys. I know Saturday is sold out for the Dallas area. So if you're coming to Dallas, Erin is speaking. So excited! I can't wait to be there. But y'all don't even know. It's going to be so fantastic for Super Saturday. I know I wasn't there last year, but I'm so excited about it this year. But Friday night is still open. So if you're in the Dallas area, we do want to tell you, come.
And
Bring your
Jessica is doing her testimony. I messaged her a couple weeks ago, and she was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, really, girl. Come on."
see me. I was like freaking out. I was like, she did not just. First of all, Erin messaged me, right? So I'm
Oh,
like, oh.
stop it. I'm just a normal person.
And I was like, what is this? First, I was like, who is this? Wait a minute. What? And then she was like, well, will you give your testimony? I had to read it like 3 or 4 times really before I could answer it, because I was like, what? Did this really ask me to give my testimony? And so I'm super excited and really honored, obviously, to be giving my testimony. Kind of nervous. There's a lot of people.
Only 500 or so. It's fine.
No big deal. You should do 1,800 the next day.
Yeah,
So.
it's going to be great.
It's going to be so much fun. Scott Hankey, is that his name? And he's going to be giving his. There's several other people giving their testimonies. So really don't miss it. It's going to be fabulous. Jenna always says, anybody you bring to that's going to sign up. How could they not? I mean, seeing all of that, seeing those testimonies and seeing the products on that level and that scale, they're pretty much a shoo-in. So bring people. Bring potentials.
No matter what Super Saturday you're going to, try to bring someone.
Absolutely. Go to that Friday night event for sure. We have a few minutes left. Is there I know you can't tell me about Super Saturday, I'm thinking, but is there anything you can give us, like a little bit of a hint of what to expect?
Yeah, it is the best training Plexus has ever delivered us. And the theme is train the trainers. So you guys, we're training you how to go back and train your team so you could take what we gave you and do these little mini Super Saturdays yourself. So it's just, you're going to be equipped, you're going to be excited, motivated, engaged, and the new Success Kit is amazing. It's amazing. I can't wait. I've seen it, I've touched it, I can't wait to get my hands on it again. It's amazing. It's what we've all been asking for years, so it's very exciting.
Wow, I love it. I love it that you're training the trainers, because it's so true. Because even if we're not, a jewel, we still, obviously I'm training. We're still training. We're still growing our team and growing our people. So I think it's huge that we're equipped.
Yep. And that's duplication. That's how you do it. So I think there was one more question.
Your volume for the month?
Sorry, that varies. I started at 6,000. It's now between 500 and 1,000. But the bulk of my income comes from those pay points that downline. What is the one thing you'd say to inactive ambassadors to get them back? I don't. For the most part, they've made up their mind and they know where to find me, and I go look for new ambassadors.
Yeah.
And if people want to give it another try, if they continue to see my posts, they will come back on their own. They have. I usually don't message people to come back. When they're ready, they'll come back.
I think that I've heard that so many times, because I think I've asked that question so many times, especially when you're gold or when you're trying to get to another rank. You see those white lines and you go, oh, if they would just flip.
Yeah.
And so it's one of the things that we naturally sink into is, how can we raise the dead? But you really can't raise the dead, not when they're white lines. And so I think it's so important that
it's easier to, there's a quote that says it's easier to give birth than to raise the dead. So that's, replace the white lines with green lines.
Yep. It's easy to say and to hear that, but I understand the question and I get it, because I'm the same way. You look at it and go, if all these were active, shoot, I'd be, Ruby, come on.
Oh, I would have been diamond like 8 months ago if my white lines were active. Yeah, you can't focus on them. You have to focus on the people that are there and that want it.
Otherwise, you're going to always be trying to raise the dead instead of trying.
Yeah, it's like that, optimist, pessimist person, half full, half empty. If you're looking at the white lines, you're always half empty. So you have to change it to your mindset has to be the green and blues. And I've been there. I've been focused on those white lines, and it like drove me crazy because I'm so visual. So that was a big mindset shift for me, and it's something that just comes with. It just came with time.
But I think it's an important mind shift that you need to do
Totally.
so that you can go forward.
Mhm.
Again, I think we all do it. We're all going to look at those white lines and go, ah!
Mhm.
But I think it's so important to just focus on the people who want it and working and who really want to go after this, because otherwise you're wasting your time that you could be grabbing more people to bring in, and you're wasting your time on people who don't want it.
Exactly.
All right. Well, it is exactly 9 o'clock. Look at us do an hour and not go over.
10 o'clock, Jessica.
Wait, is it 10 o'clock? Well, you're about to be in Texas. We need to work on some y'alls. You need to say y'all.
I got work to do.
You need to make your hair bigger, big hair.
Oh, I got that. That I got. That's
Okay.
I can do that.
I'm so glad. Thank you so much for saying yes to me and for being on this call.
Oh, I'm humbled to have been asked and honored. Thank you.
I'm
And I'm so happy you said yes to Friday night, and I can't wait to hear your testimony.
I'm excited. I'm so stoked. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I'm so excited about all of you guys coming and going to the training. Really, y'all, it's going to change and just really leap our business. And like I said, I didn't go to a Super Saturday yet, but I just know it. I know that it's really going to take us to a new level. So if you're not going, go next year. And if you are going, I'm so excited. Come see the purple hair lady. Come see Erin. Will be busy, but come see me for real. I'm super excited to see you guys, and it's going to be fantastic. If you're not in Dallas, we love y'all, and we hope y'all have a fantastic Super Saturday. Take pictures, y'all, and send them to us if you're not in Dallas, for sure. But I think that's all we have.
All right. Thank you, Jessica. I'll see you in 3 days.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to message you my number.
All right. Sounds good.
Together. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Have a Tuesday.